Hey, hey.
What is going on, everybody? Look.
We're back.
Won't he do it?
We're back, guys. We're back. I'm getting us over here on the YouTube so I can see what y'all talking about because I know y'all always got something to say. So, yeah, we are back. I know we switched it up again on you all, but don't ask questions. Just follow along on the show, and it'll be all good. Okay.
Look, this is. I'm interested to figure out what this episode, how this is gonna go, because I have no idea what's about to happen.
I know.
I was held in the dark. I don't know what's going on. The lights wasn't on. I couldn't find the light switch. She wouldn't tell me anything.
You didn't have to be in the dark. So you isolated yourself.
I am going to enjoy hearing about this episode, which is
What Women Want. So, guys, welcome back to another episode of Failure to Communicate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is our 10th episode.
That's
and
crazy.
So, you know, we got a lot to talk about today.
Oh, Lord, I bet. Yeah. Did you narrow it down to 5?
I did not.
Oh,
I couldn't.
I couldn't. No, it is 5.
No, Jay, you pick 5 because clearly, you know,
clearly
that's
women
all
do
you
not
got.
listen to instructions.
No, there were no instructions. There were no instructions. Hey, Iris. Hey, Sheila. I guess we've been coined as J&J. You know, there's a fish spot in Chicago called J&J.
Is it bomb, though? As long as it's bomb. Hey, well, then we J&J. Let's go ahead and do it. Last week we were Crockett and Tubbs.
Yes. Hey, Mommy. Angelique is on here. Anita, you said Crockett and Tubbs. That was your name for us.
Look, you can't have one without the other. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You
that
can't have one without
is true. So, y'all, my eyes running today. These Houston allergies are kicking my butt. But we have an amazing show lined up because, you know, this is part 2, What Women Want. And y'all, I mean, we're about 95% women here in the audience. So I'm gonna need y'all to have my back, okay? Because you all sent me some responses. I did some research too.
Okay.
You know, I can't just come up with 5, okay? Because there were some things that you missed that, you know, the men were DMing too. Like, what about, you know? So I kind of have to cover yours and mine.
This is true woman, man. This is exactly what this show is about. Because at the end of the day, the assignment, did you understand the assignment? No. Everybody that's in the chat, please, if you watched last week, which I believe a majority of y'all did, the assignment and what we understood is that I took the top 5. I had to narrow down.
That was you.
No.
That was you. You put those restraints on yourself.
I knew this was going to happen.
I didn't tell you to do that.
I should have known that this was going to happen.
See, what you should have done was had a list of 10, and then you would have been safe. But see, I'm not putting those restraints on myself because, see, it was just too many.
I feel like this is going to be an extended show today.
You know,
this might be.
I'm just saying, it was, you know,
Goodness.
I'm just saying. Nativa said, Joy is such an overachiever. I love it. I mean, it's not
just
about
5.
being an
I just needed
overachiever.
5.
It's just what you guys sent me and, you know, my research. And again, Jay underachieved, so I got to overcompensate for things that he missed.
I got it. I hit the nail on the head. I hit the nail on the head.
Did you?
We can look at the comments.
Ladies?
We can look at the comments. There are women that
I think people are still struggling because they like, well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to recap your 5, Jay?
No, I don't even want to.
Oh, you don't want to recap it?
You got.
He don't even remember, y'all.
You got 18 things over there.
What was your 5, Jay? I want to know. Can you recap that for those that missed last week?
Look,
what men want?
Look, it's in my notes. You want me to pull out my notes?
You can't remember?
I can pull out my notes. Look, do you know how much has happened in between then and there? Let's
waiting.
go ahead.
Yeah,
First, of
up,
course.
Yes.
First, of course,
recap.
was. Let's see here. I got you. Boy, did I? Oh, I deleted them. So the first one was physical. Yes.
Them.
Either way.
See,
first one was physical. This ain't about the men. Get to your list.
No,
come on.
We're gonna recap it so people will remember what you said, and then I can segue into mine.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I don't have my list. So it was. I know it's physical.
Right.
Respect was in there. Let's see.
Confidence.
Confidence. Geez, what else?
That is your list.
It was only 2 others because I did 5.
Right. So you should remember.
So get to yours. Go ahead.
See what I'm saying, y'all? See, it's not even important for him to keep the list in his phone.
You've been.
Boy, I tell you. Okay, let's get started, ladies. All right, shall we? So another round said, I'm here to learn what we want. We know what we
What's
want.
up, Jay? Good to see you. Look,
We-
I might need your help today. Come on.
Oh man. Okay. Sheila said, let Jay simmer. He's in the pressure cooker. Yes, he is.
Look, I came here knowing that today you choose violence. I just
Yes.
thought that you would do the 5, but it's all good. Yeah, let's go.
Right.
Let's
My mama
go.
said adjust my mic. Okay.
Okay.
You know, mama gonna tell me what I need to
Right.
do. All right, guys. So we're gonna start off with number 1, and that is respect. We want respect. And we want a man that's respectful. And that was something that was missing from the men's list because I thought that that would be something that men would want too.
Okay.
Respect. RESPECT.
What does respect look like to the ladies?
That could look like a number of different things. And ladies, you know, chime in the chat. But I think, you know, for me,
I'm just realizing all of what I set myself up for, but I'm
You
here for it.
set
I
yourself
feel like you've been waiting for this since the
see,
day
you
we met.
started it. You started it, Jay. You wanted to have this series, and you
Look,
started it.
look.
So I'm just playing into, you know, so respect, RESPECT. Found out what it means to me. So, but no, for real, respect was at the top of the list.
Okay.
And it is, I think for me, respect comes in different levels. How you speak to me. You know, I always tell people it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay. I'm big on tone. We've had this conversation before too. I'm like, no, Jay, it's not what you said. It's how you said it to me. Because, you know, how you say it might trigger me. And so it is how you say it. It's also, there are layers, right, to respect. There's integrity. Okay. There is loyalty. There's faithfulness. That all falls under that umbrella of respect. Okay. So, you know, respect. So that's number 1.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Number 2.
Can I?
Okay, yes, go ahead.
What does disrespect look like? Because from a man's perspective, we hear you say that. I hear you say that. But what does disrespect look like? I know we talked about on prior episodes, you know, the Instagram, when they're looking at all the boom pap pictures and clicking the like and hitting the comments and all that stuff.
Right.
That's obviously disrespectful. What does disrespect look like?
I think also too, you know, when we talked about physical attributes last week, if I'm walking down the street just because I'm in a little skirt or something doesn't mean that you can treat me like I'm a piece of meat. Okay. You know, that's disrespectful. I chose to come out and you know, honor my body in the way that I want to honor my body, and I don't need you to treat me like a piece of meat.
Okay.
And so that's one form of now I'm not saying you.
I know. When you say you, here we go again with that. You look me in my eye and you say you. Men. There you go.
Men.
Okay.
I don't need men to treat me as a piece of meat, the cat calling and the what have you, or to assume that, you know, I've had men send me messages and I'm like, first of all, let's roll it back. Yeah. You know, ask me my name, get to know me instead of just, I want to do these things to you. Well, I don't really want you to do those things to me because you're nasty.
Brothers
and you look nasty.
Does that happen now?
Yes.
And brothers are catcalling now?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, I was doing a photo shoot one day and it's people honking their horns. Yeah. And I'm like, what is happening out here? Do people still do that? Yes, they do. So, it is. And then respect too, like respect me in the home. Mm-hmm. If we're married, you know, respect that if we have children, I'm a mother. I'm doing my best as a mother. I'm doing my best as a wife. I'm doing my best either as an employee or entrepreneur. Okay. And so respect comes in a lot of different forms. I think it's how you talk to someone, how you approach someone. Because men be, it's like, dude, whoa, coming in hot.
Wow.
Yeah, I could do all the things. Whoa, how about you ask me my name first?
Is it always physical, or because I've seen brothers, you know, we in certain areas in Houston, and brothers are really coming forward with I can buy you this and I can do that. That seems to be I
don't want all that.
Okay.
You know? But like you said, the very thing you said last week was the top 5. The number 1 thing on your list was physical. Yeah. So it starts as physical for men.
It was appearance.
That's physical.
Well, but if you paid attention last week.
I heard all that you said.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is what was at the top of your list was physical.
Yeah, the visual.
You see
Absolutely.
a woman first, and
Absolutely.
you're going to respond to that before you respond to anything else.
Okay.
Very few men I've met respond to intellectual attributes first. You know, I've had very few men say, you know, you look like a smart sister. Ain't nobody walking up to me saying that. I can probably count on one hand in my 40 years if that's ever happened.
Okay.
Most men are like, dang, you fine, you know? So I'm just like, yeah, go ahead.
So if a brother came up to you and was like, you look like you are so smart. Wow. What's the last book you read?
Listen, let's get married. Let's get married right now. Let's get married. Because I'd be like, that man looked past everything and was like, I want your brain.
Look,
I want what you bring as a person, your values. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
what's your values? A man walked up to me and said that, let's get married.
You got me on number one, I'm learning something today. I appreciate this because I am, just like everybody that's in the chat right now, I am listening to this and hearing this information for the first time. Yeah. This is dope. I learned me something today.
Put you on something.
Look.
Put you on something.
Let me be single out in these streets. Girl, you look so intelligent.
Right. Listen. Let me know how that works out for you next time.
Look, yeah.
You be like, listen, you know.
Absolutely.
You know. So yeah, respect. So that comes in different forms.
And ladies, I'm asking y'all a favor today. As we're chatting about this, please let me know if y'all agree with this number one and number two.
Of course. Have you seen the chat is blowing up? Have you seen the chat? Have you seen it?
So
yes.
Respect number one.
Respect
I get it.
in front and away from me. Respect me not to lie to me. Yes, integrity, as I was saying. Yes. So okay, that's number one.
Oh,
you ready
Lord.
for number two? Really,
Not
actually, this should be number one.
Okay.
But everybody's not spiritual. Everybody's not religious, so this is why I did not put it at number one.
Okay.
But a lot of women actually said that they want a man to believe in God. And it's not just believe in God, because somebody can say, yeah, I love Jesus, but have I seen you in a church? Have I seen you, apply the principles that someone said to me of the Bible, because people can say that, but I've gone to church with men and they watching football during the whole service. And I'm like, so are we here for the Lord? Or you just go watch football? I wanna check on my fantasy football team too, but I'm trying to hear what the pastor is trying to say.
Okay.
So that was actually at the top of the list for a lot of people. And so
now why?
You said why?
Yeah.
I think because there are people that's still out there that love Jesus, that love God. And that's important because I think that sets a foundation too, if you are spiritual or you're a religious person, for how you're going to have a family. Are you going to go to church together? Because that's something that's important to me. I want to go to church with my mate.
Yeah.
I don't want to just, bedside Baptist is cool and all, but I prefer to be in a church. Okay. And I prefer, if I'm in a relationship, to go with my partner because that's a bonding experience. Okay. You can talk about the things that you've learned. One of the things, I've always said, and even in counseling when I was married, is keeping God in the center of your relationship. Because once that's gone, it's like, things just go downhill. So you want to have some foundation for your relationship. And for some people, that's having God. That's having, a spiritual foundation in your relationship. Okay. So what do you think about that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since it's ladies' night, since it's ladies' night, is it because the man is supposed to be the leader of the household? And we've talked about this, if a man is led by God, he's following God in the ways that he wants, you trust him more to lead you in your household.
That could be part of it.
That was a total alley-oop, and you was like, no. Was it the lead part that? I feel like
here's the thing. I think a lot of women don't mind being led. I think it's, there's a saying that all managers are not good leaders.
Okay.
All husbands are not good leaders or good heads of the household.
Okay.
They want to claim that title, but you can't claim that title if you're not packing the weight.
Okay.
So I think that's thrown around a little loosely, and I've had guys tell me, you got to be submissive. And I'm like, first of all,
did they do the head like that?
They did.
Okay,
I think they did. Okay. And it was the finger. It was the finger. And I'm like, but how about you read Corinthians and read what a husband is supposed to be before you tell me about what wife I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing to submit. I don't mind. Right. And I am very opinionated and very...
No, that's you. Did you have an opinion? Did you? Okay, go ahead.
You know what? I am going to quell my tongue. But what I'm saying is, if with the right man, I back down. I've had some men that I've dated where I'm like, okay, Joy, you need to go.
Yeah, right. He got this.
Sit down.
He got this.
Sit down.
Okay.
Sit down.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. You good on that one? All right.
So far.
Okay.
I have no complaints.
All right, ladies. Let's get in formation.
Right. By the way, if y'all are online, of course, hit the like. Let us know what you're feeling about this, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Look, I thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. Yeah,
Are you?
I really am.
You might not love it by the end.
I probably won't, but so far, as we get before we get to number 32.
These are fair. Listen, first of all, it's not going to be that many. I think these are fair. These are fair things. Yeah, okay, these are not out of the ballpark. Okay.
So far.
So
go ahead.
That's fine. So let's see. Will James said, kindness, dignity, and respect are fundamental spiritual principles in a healthy relationship. All three are necessary to maintain love. Holla back if you hear me. He didn't say that, I did.
Oh, so you just amending everything tonight.
I just threw in the holla back if you hear me.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, so next. Consistency. That was on your list.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
And that is so important. I don't really, and I said this last week, I don't really think that a lot of people understand how important consistency is. You do not start one way and then just decide you're just gonna fall off.
Yeah.
And that takes work.
Yeah.
That takes dedication. You show up to your job 9 o'clock every day. Why can't you show up in this relationship every day?
Come on,
I'm just saying.
Okay.
So we prioritize the things that are important to us. So we have to put in work. And so that requires both parties. So I just say, like I said, ladies, don't start cooking for a man and then you get together and you're like, I ain't cooking for this man no more. You can't, that's not okay. And for men, don't be texting me good morning for 89 days out of the, and then on day 91, you just like ghost, and then I got to text you because I'm looking forward to that good morning text. It's a part of our ritual, which is why when it's so hard, when people break up, it's so hard. Because you're used to a routine with that person.
True.
It is all about, and you're like, dang, I missed that good morning text. I miss him kissing me on my forehead in the morning. So you just not gonna kiss me on my forehead today? I saw something, I think it was on Blavity, and the man showed up at his woman's job because she didn't give him a kiss.
Come on, brother.
He said,
I like
listen,
that. I like that.
I'm showing out. He's like, I'm popping up on my fiance today because she didn't give me a kiss this morning.
Right.
And she was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah. You don't leave this house without giving me a kiss? I feel the same way. Now, I don't know if I'm going to pop up on your job, but I will say something.
Pulling up on like you're you okay, all right.
Right.
I'm with it. Pulling up on you, man. Put some respect on my face.
Put some respect on my face. Give me my kiss when you leave this house in the morning.
I love it.
Yeah. So consistency. You start the way you're going. Start the way you're going to finish. Yes.
So I appreciate that. Consistency is on your list.
Yes.
because we are starting to see there's something that men and women both want. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we always think that we are on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But here we are, and I don't think that women would think that consistency is on a man's list. Mm-hmm. But yet we want the same exact thing.
Do we though?
I need you to disagree with me.
No,
on this.
no.
Consistency.
You need me to agree, but I may not agree.
The word consistency. Like that there's that it's on the top 5, or your list is top 35.
First,
but
whatever.
It's within the first 3
yeah.
of each list is consistency. I think that says a lot. I think that says a lot. I think that men and women aren't that far apart as we think we are.
And I think there is maturity that comes with that, because again, and I think even when we're doing these lists of top 5, top 7, you know, top 7-ish. I think that
shout out to the Chicago school system for teaching 1 through 5.
Listen, I excelled in math in high school. So anyway, there were no rules as to how many wants we would come with. Okay. So anyway, you chose 5. I choose, about 7, 8. Okay. But anyway, I think that there is a maturity. We're talking about mature folks here. We're talking about grown folks who actually want to be in a relationship. They want something long-term. We're not talking about we're not talking about those other people. I had some choice words for those people, but we're not talking about those people.
Is this where you're going to say F-boy?
I was.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm not talking about
it's not
those
the
people.
F-boy and the F-girl.
They're not in this category because they're meeting none of these criteria.
That is none of us.
Zero.
That is not the
Cero
people that
criteria para esto lista. Okay.
She just
all right.
switched it to Spanish.
I did. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, it was in my mind.
I appreciate it.
But
just
anyway,
in case they need to understand in English and Spanish. Right.
Okay, I need y'all to understand. All right, so what's next? Okay. The next thing on the list is mentally stable. And
I'm gonna need that to be number 1.
I put it. Well,
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm gonna need that to be number 1.
Everything can't be number 1, but in parentheses I put healed.
Okay.
And
oof.
That needs to be. It does need to be number 1, but there are other things that take precedence. You can get healing in the midst of all these other things.
Side note, that means men, it wasn't in our top 5 at all. That means we'll take a crazy woman.
Y'all will, though.
God, dog.
Y'all will.
When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right. I know some brothers that will take a crazy woman, and I'm like, bro, you can have it. I need my peace.
Listen,
my number 1 is peace.
Well, it wasn't on your list. I think you did have peace. No, did you have peace on your list?
In there.
Peace? Okay. Now it's coming back to you.
Yeah, I feel my help coming. Wasn't every time we say I feel my help coming? Yeah, peace was on there.
Now you remember what you were saying. Okay.
Now that we talking about it.
All right, sir. Okay. All right. So, yes, healing. That is so important. Here's the thing. I'll never forget, one of my friends said, I think it was Lydia actually, she said, the brokenness in you attracts the brokenness in them. And I was like, woo, girl, you better, I was about to throw this pen. You better say that, because it is. And a lot of the times we're so quick to point out the flaws of somebody else, but we have to take a step back and realize what's broken in us. And it may not necessarily mean that you as broken, but everyone has some level of brokenness. And that doesn't mean you're at the bottom, but we have to think about what attracted us to that person. Because they had some stuff, and a lot of women are fixers. Yeah. I am one of those, but guess what? I am not the Olivia Pope of fixing men no more.
You're not doing rehabs no more?
No.
Put your tool belt up?
No, it's a wrap. I have taken in enough.
Strays and... I think we all have, though. Men and women.
And you get to a certain point where you just like, listen. Yeah. Are you committed to doing the work? And that is what it is for me. Like, no one is 100% whole. Yeah. You may feel whole, but there are triggers. There are triggers if you've experienced trauma. But are you committed to at least doing the work, or have been committed to doing the work? Yeah. And I think that's important to women. Yeah. Should be important to men too. Y'all like a little challenge.
We like to look at the boom and the pep. I think
y'all
that's
like a little challenge.
That's where, and I've talked to guys, and I've asked them why they deal with the crazy women, and I hate to call people crazy.
Yeah.
But people that aren't healed as much as maybe they are. One, it matches their level of brokenness.
Yeah.
Okay. Two, it's the kind of like how y'all like the bad boys at some points in life. It's that same thing for us.
Yeah.
I can love her hard enough for this and that, and sometimes the intimacy in the relationship is real spicy with them type of women.
Yeah.
So it's like, I got to deal with some crazy, but boys going down, you know, when the lights go down. So,
but is it worth it?
Me, no. No.
At one point it was.
I'll take some basic schmasic and have a peaceful life. If
No,
that's what
you
I need.
won't.
Yes,
Y'all
I
ain't
will.
lying.
At this point in life, like I done dealt with, I done been stalked. I don't need all that in my life no more. I'm like what somebody said last time. Y'all say I'm like a recovering bad boy. I'm on the other side of this thing.
I'm not believing that. But we
Based on that last situation, I'm past that. Oh, I got an update for you.
Oh,
Lord.
boy.
Go ahead.
Iris said a crazy woman with a big butt and a smile will work for most women.
Poison.
Poison.
That was BBD, right, boy?
That girl is
Never trust with a
poison.
butt with a smile. Yeah,
Right.
Come on.
Listen, so another round said on the surface we want the same. The subtext might differ per individual. Exactly. Look, Iris calling you out over here, Jay. She said,
Come on with it.
Peace wasn't on Jay's list. He had #1 appearance, 2 consistency, loyalty 3, independence or consistency and loyalty #2, 3 independence, 4 confidence, and 5 they want a friend. Dang, she brought your list to you. Listen.
Thank you for paying attention when I didn't. How about that? Like
Iris said,
I'm with it.
I was taking notes.
Wow, look, Iris, you all right by me. I have no complaints about that.
Taking notes.
Yeah,
Iris,
look at
come
Iris.
through.
Look at Iris. I'm gonna go back and find my deleted list. Yeah,
Listen, your deleted list. You need to pull up that list, okay?
I'm gonna go with Iris.
And then
she
share
obviously was taking
it
notes.
with the healed brothers out there, not the unhealed. Because that's what I found too. The unhealed would try to use that as a weapon against you.
What?
Like the things that they know you want. They try to use it as a weapon to make it seem like this is what they want, but they really don't want.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, listen, there is a woman that will deal with the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Don't come for my healed life.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of work. Don't interrupt my peace. You know, there was a song, it said, don't touch my heart if you're not looking to stay around.
Yeah.
Like, if you know you on some BS, save the drama.
But I think that's part of that.
Go ahead.
Part of that, because this is Women's Day.
This is a conversation.
This is International
And
Women's
about
Day
women,
on Failure to Communicate.
That was Mother's Day. But no, this is a conversation, so I want you to provide your feedback.
So I feel like a lot of times we want what we want, and a lot of times we can be distracted by the paper versus the purpose, like we talked about, I think, in episode number 7 or 6, okay? And somebody's checking off these boxes.
Yeah.
And I've talked to you about relationships that I've, been in the last 6 months where, man, they checked off this box and this box and this box, and they're a little cuckoo in the cocoa. And you're like, Jay, if you don't leave this woman alone, and because all the other things lined up, and I feel like women do that too. Like he could be a great dad, but they'll throw it off. He could be, in most cities we say throw it. Ain't no R in there, throw it off. So, and on women's side and on men's side, I feel like we do that where we see the potential in somebody.
Yeah.
But you can't prosper on potential, right?
They say you can't marry potential.
You can't.
You can't.
And if somebody can be great, they can look a certain way, all the above, but men and women do this. I feel like women do it more because I have so many of my female friends think about the potential, and I'm like, he's 45.
Yeah.
At this point in life, we got to go on and what has been his proven track record.
Yeah.
What successes do we have in his relationship history that you can say, okay, he's getting there. But some brothers are so comfortable in being stuck in what's comfortable.
Yeah.
And I've recently had an experience where the right person can truly pull some things out of you and elevate you to another level.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will not go for the challenge of this person's more spiritually yoked than I am. I'm going to stay back here, and then we never grow because it takes one person, in some points, leading the other person in a relationship where you help each other out, and the relationship becomes this instead of everybody just chilling here. You know?
Yeah. But I think that, women are more nurturing.
Yes.
And, we trying to help a brother out.
I get it.
So we try to return to the good, and that is a trap. It is a trap because we're trying to see the good.
I get it.
And this is what happens. But listen, I tell you one thing, the older I get, these red flags are red flags.
Orange is red. You know
Orange is red, pink is red.
Right.
All of it's red.
Right.
And so I'm like, it's a no for me, dog. Yeah. Like, ain't no benefit of the doubt anymore because you set yourself up for failure. Yeah. And granted, people can change, but listen, I'm 40 years old. I don't have too much time to be waiting for you to get your act together.
Yeah. If you know. It's kind of like, not that you can't be starting to be a successful rapper at 50.
Right.
But the odds are, if you
right.
just now putting out a notebook, brother.
Yeah, it's like I can't wait for you to decide that you want a new career right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be your project. I prayed. I said, listen, Lord, please don't send me no more experiments.
Right.
I'm done.
These receding hairline new rappers.
Listen,
like,
and the
bro,
Jordache jeans and the felines, okay? You're like, I'm not doing it. Your jeans up here, your hairline back here, like, no, I'm not doing it.
Joy, you were on one today.
I'm not doing it. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Women's Day
Because
confidence.
this is a good segue.
Oh, Lord.
The next one is financially stable.
Fair enough.
Now, I don't think anybody wants a broke man. And I don't think men want a broke woman. But
that song came into my head.
This is a broke. Right.
Yeah.
So I just think that, and some people said, okay, financially stable, or at least you're working towards something.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not there, but again, and not the 50-year-old rapper. Okay. That you try to have a new career every week we talk, and it's not working. So you want someone that's stable, because one of the things I've noticed when I am in a relationship with a man who is not where he wants to be, that causes tension, because then he resents me for being in a certain place. And he can't be the provider. He can't do certain things. And so you want to go out 2 nights a week? And I'm like, what? Why not?
Right.
Right. So you want me to pay for dinner? And here's the thing. If we're in a relationship, at some point we're going to start splitting responsibilities. I've dated some men and they're like, no, you don't pay for anything. But if the expectation is that we're not on the same level and that maybe we'll share finances or share financial responsibilities, then that's a conversation to be had. But I think at the end of the day, most women do want someone who's financially stable.
Okay. What does that look like? Does that look like he has to at least make as much as you do? Or does it look like there's a certain, like, you got to at least be at 60K?
Can you pay the bills? Can you pay your bills? Because if you over here wondering what I'm doing,
You're talking about his bills independently?
His bills, yeah.
Okay, so what about when you
join a
together?
household, I think that's a conversation you have, because again, I've had conversations with men who are like, no, you don't pay for anything. Right. And then there are some people who are of the philosophy that we split the bills. Okay. So it just depends on your household. Okay. But I think at the end of the day, if a man says he wants to be a provider, well, then you need to back it up with some financials. Okay. Okay. Not just taking out the trash.
Okay.
I mean, you want to be able to chip in on something.
Yeah.
Because again, a man that's not able to take care of the household, a lot of times I've seen they feel emasculated.
Okay. So
is that
women,
not true?
I'm with you. I'm with you on this journey. I'm actually a little more upset with myself that I don't disagree with this list so far. But so ladies, if a man, let's just say $45,000, and you're making $90,000, but he doesn't have a lot of debt. He's got a regular car,
Yeah.
And so he doesn't have all these excessive bills, but he's a good man overall. And so far, he checks off the boxes.
Yeah. Okay. And there's no problem.
Okay.
But again, it's a conversation. It's about expectations. You communicate. Listen, these are my limitations.
I got you.
But we can still have a decent life. It doesn't always have to be, I need you to be a millionaire, because most people ain't millionaires, and most people out here acting like they,
So question for you. Is it an option to split bills based on the percentage of the income? Absolutely. As the bills? So let's say mortgage is $2,000.
Yeah.
And he makes half of what you make.
I think that's only fair.
1,505. Okay.
If you want to be
so
with that person.
So it's the same amount of impact.
Yeah. If you want to be with that person, then absolutely there's going to have to be a give-get.
Now, is there a part of that where it's like, well, I'm paying $1,500, you ain't paying nothing but $500, but that's the equal amount of basically what the percentage of his income?
Yeah,
See,
and but yeah, I mean, again, it goes back to having a conversation about that. If you're okay with that, but if you expect a man to pay the whole mortgage, for example, and he's making less than you, there's going to be some tension. There's going to be some tension. What?
The last thing, the hair restoration. How you gonna come up with your own miss me with his
45,000?
She said miss me with the 45,000. He has to be able to make more than my 30-year-old son.
And look, are you looking for love? Looking for love? And again, I at this age, I would expect a man to be making more than that.
Yeah.
You know, because listen,
that's good money though.
If you in Texas.
So, that's where we're currently filming right now.
Well, I'm just saying, we got people from all over. That may not work in San Francisco.
Yo, San Francisco, man, y'all homeless.
First of all, you in poverty if you're making $100,000 in San Francisco.
You got to have a big
and
car.
that's a fact.
Because y'all going to be living that joker.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is they consider you to be in poverty if you are making $100,000 in San Francisco. So anyway, I think that is a deeper conversation to be had about finances because most women want a man that can take care of them. But we're in the age where a lot of women are doing their own thing. They can support themselves and they don't necessarily need. Yeah. But hey, if I have a man that's going to take something off, my list, hey,
Shout out. Okay, so our guy KG, who's mutually a really good friend of both of us.
KG
Smooth.
Oh, KG Smooth. Yeah,
that's
Chris.
my guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So on Ready to Love, he was quoted as saying, "I can put something on it." Basically, I can pay a bill or two.
Listen, again.
He's a great brother.
Yeah.
He's also in radio.
He got ate up for that.
He got ate up for it.
Yeah.
I felt like that was his truth. And of course, there was an edited version. And that was part of what he said. There was more to it. But I feel like he got ate up for it.
Yeah.
But I've met some women that, they don't care. As long as that man is good to me, I can get my bag. Because y'all are making money now.
That's a conversation that needs to be had. So let me move on to my next one. All right, because Jay's
trying to take
it. This is number 5, and then I have 2 more.
Okay.
Okay. So next is effective communication. It has to be.
Come on now.
And that should actually, I mean, again, these you can play with the order all you want, but these are things that people said they want. And obviously our show is called Failure to Communicate. So, but that is so important.
Yeah.
You have to have communication. Communication is the root of all these things.
Yeah.
All of these things, literally. So if you do not have communication, then it's just a fail all around.
Okay.
Why are you looking like that?
I'm just still surprised every number. I
mean, you mad that you agree with me on these things?
Kinda.
Yeah. He's such a hater, y'all. He's such a hater.
I expected to sit here and brood half the episode.
Listen, here's the thing. I told you, women, we ain't that complicated.
I didn't say that. I just expected to brood half the episode.
Whatever. You see,
women, do y'all agree with? I'm impressed.
Yeah.
That there's so much consistency kind of across the board. So these are very much. I don't see anything that's not realistic.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
I do have a question though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, effective communication. Now, you brought something up earlier. The guy texting you in the morning saying good morning. The one that he didn't.
I'm not going to crucify him for it.
No, I'm just saying, why not? Hey, good morning. You
yeah,
up?
well, I will.
Okay.
But I'm saying, if you start off that way, it's like, I look forward to that. It's a part of our routine.
Okay.
So again, like the man said, you kiss me every day and then you ain't gonna kiss. Is there a problem?
Right.
You know? So, I mean, and people jump to assumptions or whatever, but it's something you look forward to.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily like, we gonna fight because you didn't do it, but it's something, I think it's something that I appreciate. It's something that, it's like, it's the little things. And again, that goes back to the consistency part. It's the little things, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. Because they're like, man, I've been saying, good morning for 98 days. Why I got to keep, because you started that way. Okay. So, yeah. Okay.
So do what you can be consistent with.
Do what you, yes, absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
So, and ladies, I'm looking forward to hearing what y'all have to say about this communication piece. What are the biggest failures of men?
In communication, shutting down. They don't express themselves well. A lot of men don't express themselves well. They just shut down. Especially, I've had conversations with men where I just want to talk about something that happened. And it's like, if I said you didn't do X, Y, Z, then it's automatically seen as an attack, or seen as, criticism, or you on a black man. And I'm like, what? I just said you didn't take the trash out. Like
that's oppressing a brother. That is trash manipulation.
Swear, men, y'all think we're dramatic. Men are more dramatic than women. Y'all are more sensitive and dramatic than women. Y'all gotta say. No. Yeah, y'all are. Y'all try to act like you're not, but you are.
Here's when we get dramatic. If what we've been doing, let's say a man has been unfaithful. Mm-hmm. And then his woman goes and does it. Yeah. Oh, that's when we dramatic. That's when he might have been out in these streets all this time. And then the minute she go call an ex-boyfriend, she ain't even met up with him. Oh, he falling out the roof. He's doing the most. That's when men
backwards.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I'm just disgusted.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm just disgusted because that kills me.
But
that kills me with men.
It's so true. And I am that friend to my boys that I'm like, say, bro, you've been doing all this stuff we done talked about with Sally Sue and everybody else. And then at the end of the day, she do a little what my pastor say, a little ski taste of what ski taste of what you do, and now you falling out and you calling every one of your homeboys talking about we got to go roll up on this dude, but at the same time we all know you've been out here in these streets, and she know you've been out in these streets. She lets you do it for a certain amount of time. But what you failed at is being able to be her friend because your friend felt violated in that.
And that's a whole other conversation about what we allow people to do. I think that's, kind of the red flags when we know there are red flags and we allow people's behavior. But that's a whole other episode.
But it's all communication. So I appreciate that is top 18.
It is not top 18. I've only done 6. Okay, and the last one, I said honesty and kind of slid it in there under respectful, but that's 1 too. But I want to talk about this last one because we are coming onto time and we got to talk about this. Miss me with it. So okay, and then I'll cover the last one. Just
wait. There's
really,
a last. You sound like a pastor wrapping up a sermon. I won't be before.
Oh, won't before you long, but
we sitting up. We got to do another scripture.
All right, so let me get to it, Jay. Let's go family oriented. So I think that a man and a woman, a man's connection with his family is a reflection of him. Okay. So I've noticed, and I generally attract men from a 2-parent home, and there's nothing wrong with someone who is not from a 2-parent home. It just depends on your relationship. But I've noticed when a man does not have a connection with his family, that trickles over into our relationship. Okay. I was with a guy who, he had a horrible relationship with his mother, and I wish I had seen it earlier, but a horrible relationship with his mother. And that trickled over into our relationship. Like, when I saw how disrespectful he was to his mother, it made sense why he treated me the way he treated me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, see, this is why I pay attention to the family dynamic, because that trickles over. So I think that's huge for me, actually. Okay. Yeah.
I like it. I'm not. Once again.
What? Y'all, listen. Again, this is the most agreeable this man has been ever.
Look, when facts are facts. So family is, that's everything for
me. Family
so
is everything.
I can't, there's no way I can disagree with that. And I actually do agree. The better my relationship is with my mother and my daughter,
Yeah.
Those are my primary relationships of women in my life.
Yeah.
And those relationships, that's where I learn and I cut my teeth on communication. I'm a better communicator with women now because I have great communication with my daughter.
Right.
And that teaches me patience. I have to be patient with her. So that teaches me patience. And that's why I was saying when somebody, I think it was 2 episodes ago, they were like, well, I don't want a man with kids. Well, that man with kids will he's going to have a better way to connect with you because he's had to be present with great communication with somebody else that's 100% dependent on him.
Well, I think that conversation is layered when someone says they don't want a man with kids because you have to deal with baby mothers and other things. You know, kids like, you ain't my mama. Listen, here, little.
Wait till your daddy leaves.
Oh,
wait till your daddy. I'm
just
gonna tell you.
wait because I'm about to get up in yo. So I think that's a layered conversation. And I think actually that's a good episode to talk about dating with kids because you can't introduce everybody to your children. But listen, what I'm not gonna do, listen, I ain't trying to be your mama, but what's happening right here, right now, is gonna listen to me.
Won't be disrespectful.
But yeah, I think that men learn a lot of things by having children, but that's a lot for another woman to take on.
It is.
So that's another conversation.
Okay.
So but family oriented, definitely looking at a man and a woman's family dynamic because, if it's a little dysfunctional, trust me, that dysfunction is going to trickle down into your relationship.
That's the first thing I look at is either daddy-ish, unresolved daddy issues.
Yes.
That doesn't matter what
everybody got daddy issues and mama issues.
Unresolved.
Well, yeah.
Unresolved.
Yeah. So Ms. Jones said it's nice to be family oriented, but sometimes it's not possible. Every person's situation is different, or every person's situation is different. Family should be everything, but unfortunately, it's not always the case for some. Absolutely. Okay. Like some people are not raised with their parents and, for whatever reason, whether their parents passed when they were younger. However, there was somebody in their upbringing that you can compare something to. So, because I've dated who were raised by grandparents. Some people were in the foster care system, but it just depends on I think at the end of the day, what are your family values? Yeah. Even if you didn't have that family upbringing, what are your family values? Yeah. Because people going through hard circumstances, their family values are shaped by their upbringing, their experiences. So absolutely, Ms. Jones.
Okay, so is that number 7?
Okay, last one, and then we gotta get to
was
the
that 7?
with it. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 8. Okay, last one, and I have to say this one. Okay. This one is honesty.
Come on now.
Listen.
That could be one for me.
I put it in parentheses with respect because it's along the same lines. But honesty, I feel like the world would be a better place if people were just honest. If you want somebody to just be travel bae, just say that. Yeah. If you want somebody just to be your bed companion, just say that. Your cuddy buddy, just say that. I might want the same thing. You don't know that, but people are so busy trying to put on facades and personas and shape what they think you want. Okay. Just be honest. What is so hard about that? But, it just really frustrates me. Because the older I get, the more shenanigans I see, and I'm like, bro, why didn't you just say that?
So let me. I think, and I agree with you 100%. God dog it, I agree with everyone.
Really? Is it
got to 19? It's painful. Like right here, it's like
get over it.
I'm gonna need some digestive enzymes or something like that. It's hard to swallow. It's hard to swallow. But men have this issue, and I get on my guys all the time. Just be straight up with her, bro.
Yeah.
From the beginning. Mm-hmm. Don't try to come, if you come with the honesty later, you've been lying this whole time. From the beginning, if I don't have room for this type of relationship in my life, I will tell a woman, hey, here's what I have available.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I thoroughly understand. But I don't want to play the game. I don't want to get my car keyed. I don't want the flat tires. I don't want the drama. I don't want the talking in the streets and all that stuff. So I will be painfully honest up front rather than take an L on the back end.
You're the minority.
And I hear that, first women will be like, well, that's rude for you to say this and that. How do you know we couldn't be more? I'm not saying. I'm just saying where I am right now.
Right.
And I just need you to respect that. And if it's not okay, then cool, I get it. But if I just want to go have ice cream and wine with you, then it's ice cream and wine. So, but a lot of these guys, man, they just feel like, I think what women can do is to lead with that, lead with their level of honesty. And I'm not saying,
why does a woman have to lead?
not. Some people have issues with stuff. So I realize sometimes when I'm talking to a woman, they do. Like, so when I've said certain things with women that I've dated, and I'll be straightforward, and they'll pause because they didn't expect me to be that honest.
Forward, yeah.
And then that opens a way for we can now communicate if they take it, right? It's an alley-oop, you know? So if we start with this and this level of honesty, then all of a sudden, boom. Like I've had dates where on the first date, we're talking about credit scores and income and all those things.
Yeah.
I'm putting it up. I'm in my mid-40s.
Yeah.
I ain't got
again,
6 months to sit here and go through this whole process.
I think it's all maturity. And like Toya said, that everyone can't handle honesty. Folks say they want it, but they can't handle it. And I definitely agree with that, just especially based on the example that you said. Everybody can't handle it, but sometimes, you know, the truth hurts.
So let's get your top 18 listed out.
We got it. Okay, so respect, consistency, mentally stable, financially stable, effective communicator, believes in God, family-oriented, and honesty. And granted, you can, play the number board how you want to. I'm just naming them, okay? There's no particular order. So just prioritize the things that you want. But what I noticed in none of the lists that the women sent me, physical was not on there. That was at the top of your list. I thought that was very interesting. Not one list. So, and in my research, you know, like you said.
Was that a dance move?
In my research.
Okay.
But there was not one list. No one mentioned physical. So I thought that was very interesting. Now, I mean, nobody wants the ugly duckling, but those aren't the things that are most important to us. Men are just shallow.
Please cue my camera up.
Really? You won't.
Women, y'all are lying.
Really?
In your top 19 physical is in there because I'm in the gym. And I don't and we get catcalled. Ooh, you fine. Ooh, you bow-legged. Ooh. Ain't nobody coming up saying, even when I got my glasses on, oh, you look smart today. Don't give me that. Don't give it. There is a physical, and y'all can beat me up in the chat all
That's
y'all
not the
want.
top.
No. You had 17 on that list.
No, I had
None of them
8.
said physical.
I had 8, and there were longer lists than this, and none of them mentioned physical. That doesn't mean that it's not important, but it's not a priority. Now, obviously, no one wants, like I said, no one wants an ugly duckling, but the things that are most important, I've said this in other shows, I will take an average man who has these qualities before I take a pretty boy who is just gonna make my life freaking miserable.
So
I don't want that.
So you're taking one for the team, huh?
I mean, I'm not saying taking one for the team. I gotta be somewhat attracted to you.
You gonna step on the live grenade?
Nah, he gotta have nice teeth, you know, nice fingernails.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Anyway, y'all. Okay, so that's the list. I hope you guys had
Are you going to allow me to retort on the whole list?
Oh yeah, go ahead. You
So
had opportunities. You ain't got no retort.
I agree with your list. I co-sign on the list. I appreciate y'all's list. I just think somewhere in there, physical is up there.
Of course.
Because what I hear from women, I want a tall, dark, blah, 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 blah man. I ain't never heard none of them say, ooh, if he looked like he's smart.
It's not the first thing they say,
If he looked like he's smart, he can just, no.
It's not the first thing a woman says, though. You listen to a woman. Next time you ask a woman, it's probably not going to lead with the physical. That, like I said, it doesn't mean that physical's not on the list, because you got to have the teeth. Got to be.
You and this teeth, boy.
The teeth are
I see what got me in the running.
It's the teeth.
I brush at least
fingernails too.
Once a day.
Listen, some fingernails. So yeah. But you gotta have that. So yes, I agree. All right, so we gotta get to this Miss Me With It.
So this is our favorite segment. Let's go ahead and roll to the.
Right. We didn't have enough time today, y'all, because listen. All right, so the Miss Me With It.
Because your list went past 5, but go ahead.
First of all, there was no rules. So, okay, guys, Miss Me With It today. I don't know if
Miss Me
Oh,
With
there
It.
we are.
There we go.
are. Okay. So the Miss Me With It today, guys, is DJ Envy and his wife.
Okay.
So apparently his wife has been faking orgasms in this
Oh God, dog! I'm glad
Yeah.
I wasn't drinking.
faking orgasms. They've been married for over 2 decades. They're high school sweethearts, and this started happening within like the second decade, like the 10th year of their marriage. And she started faking orgasms. That's a long time to be faking orgasms.
10 years and you ain't got a.
Whew, I mean, that has to be stressful. You got all that pent up stress, but it happens. I've done it. I'm guilty. I've done it. Because, I mean, you know, it's like, listen, we're not about to do this all night. I've got to go to sleep, and I ain't got time to just
If your
stop.
daddy's in the chat, I'm gonna have him log off for
you know,
just a
right,
minute.
Mama,
just log
Daddy,
off for the
no.
next. We'll catch you on next episode, man. Don't even. The rest of this
Listen,
is.
I'm grown.
You don't want to hear it.
I'm grown.
If I hear my daughter have this conversation, I'm throwing up three
Listen,
times.
I'm grown, and listen, okay, we grown here.
So she's been faking the oath.
Yeah.
And how does he? Has he said something about this?
Yeah, he was like, man, I thought that I was pleasing my wife this whole time.
Wow.
And granted, so the other thing too is he has cheated on her, and so she feels like that has played into the bedroom, obviously, and it does, because women are more mental in the bedroom. You know, we got to concentrate on some things.
That is true.
And so that plays a role, because it's like you're wondering in the back of your mind, probably, am I enough because he's cheated on me? Is he still cheating on me? Is it, you know, because we talked about that. We talked about cheating before, but yeah, it's just that takes, first of all, that
As
takes
a
a lot.
man?
It takes a lot of energy to fake it, because, like I said, I faked it before, but it takes it takes a lot of
I gotta
energy.
feel like one of your ex-boyfriends is gonna hit you up.
I
Wasn't me, was
mean,
it?
you know, listen, it don't matter. 'Cause at this point, so I think that that's a tough situation to be in. I'm sure they definitely in therapy right now.
Ladies, I'm gonna ask y'all to do something that we haven't done before. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you're doing this?
You can't
Only
be
if
putting people on blast.
only if your man isn't in the
It's
chat with
married
you.
women in the chat.
That's what
you know,
look.
they said no,
Or
we're
if
not
you-
doing this.
put
Or
a
if
1
you
in the chat
have
if-
in the past.
If you
we
have
won't
in
say
the
if you're doing
past,
it now.
we ain't gonna
if
talk
you
about.
have in the past.
Yeah.
Oh, Will James, the black man don't cheat. Will, get out of here. But it's a serious thing. But she also said that she would use sex as a weapon.
Yeah, I've had that.
And she feels like that might have contributed to him cheating. But you can't always blame yourself. That has to be, again, it goes back to communication. If there's a breakdown in the bedroom and there were conversations, I had to have hard conversations with, you know, that person that I was like, yeah, that wasn't real. You know,
Wait, you told him afterwards?
Yeah.
Like right after?
Well, not right after. Maybe
Like, don't tell me.
maybe
Let me walk around with my chest big
like
for
a couple
a
of
day or
days
two.
later.
Did you do it in a weaponized format? Like, that's
No.
why I faked mine?
No.
Okay,
It wasn't
all
an
right.
argument. It was
Okay.
just like, here's the thing. There's some
Did you lean in like that?
we were at brunch.
So the man, did he spit out his mimosa?
Now he might know who he is.
Well, he already did, so it's okay. All right, okay.
Whatever. We had the conversation though,
Okay.
and it wasn't like I was attacking him. I was just like, listen, you know, if we're gonna continue this,
Yeah, we gotta talk.
my needs are not being met.
Okay.
And give me an opportunity to, you know.
Okay.
So again, communication. It has to happen. Oh, we got some ones.
We got some ones in the chat. Y'all let me know if y'all are out here just curling toes and
Really?
and hitting octaves for no reason.
And I will say, this happened to me once, and I never did it again because I was like, this is exhausting. I mean, I feel like I'm a good actress.
Right? I feel
But
like.
I was like, is this believable? I just wanted to get off me.
Did you check? Way too much.
Too much.
Too much.
But I was like, I
hope
just
your daddy
wanted to get
left.
off me.
I
You
hope
know,
your
at
daddy
this
left.
point, I just wanted to get off me.
Okay.
So anyway, ladies. So I'm gonna get a miss me with it to DJ Envy because, well, both of them. I mean, I feel like both of them. There has to be communication, guys, even around uncomfortable subjects in the bedroom. Because I mean, I told an ex, I was like, listen, dude, because he wanted to come back around for a second chance, and I was like, no, it's not happening, because I was like, the sex was bad.
I'm gonna need my camera again. I'm speaking to my future wife. If you are ever unsatisfied, please let me know. Don't come to no red table talking about it. Don't put it on the airways talking about it. This is bedroom talk for us to have.
Right.
Maybe hit me at brunch. I'm okay with that. But if you put our business in the street, you might have to find another source.
I would never do that to a current mate. This is a past situation, so probably not watching this anyway. Well, but I just think at the end of the day, it's a conversation that needs to be had. So
I want to thank all the ladies in the chat, the ones that put
ladies and the men
in the chat for allowing us to have this moment. I feel like these are the conversations that we started this and came here to have. And I truly appreciate it. Yes. As a man hearing this, so we got something we're going to line up for the next and put some things together that'll allow everybody to, we're going to do this. I like this.
So, all right, y'all. So this was great. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you to those of you who sent me your list. Because we had to bring it, y'all. I mean, come on.
This might be my favorite episode.
The women had to bring it, okay? And we did. So I appreciate you all. And I'm glad that you weren't, trying to fight me this time.
I was ready. I was ready. That's why I wore a T-shirt today.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to break no buttons. I thought I was going to be wrestling on the stage.
Really? It's not that serious. Tasha said they were each other's first, and all he knew about sex was from porn. And I get it. Again, there's some conversations that need to be had there, because that happens a lot. When you get together at a young age and you're each other's first. I mean, I was having a conversation with somebody over the weekend. She was like, so am I, now that I'm not in this relationship anymore and we've been together for 20, she was like, can I be a hoe?
Right.
But why does it have to be a hoe? Why can't you just explore your sexuality? Women always have to be labeled a hoe, but we talking about marriage here.
Yeah, this is marriage. We're talking about the marital bed. We're talking about, like, look, there aren't any, unless you're talking about bringing ducks and goats in. There's no no. There's no no. When you get to that women, like, that's
ain't no mo.
Ain't no no's. Ain't no no's. So it's important, and I think that helps. That helps if both sides can communicate and not feel judged with what they say. Your man might come home and say he saw something and wants you to try a little something different, put a wig on, or he might watch this episode. I need you to put one of them, a wig that looks like Joy's hair on, and get your laugh together. It might be,
I can't.
You have to be okay with it.
I don't want to be nobody's fantasy. Y'all talk about that in your own bedroom. I deal with that. All right, y'all, we got to go. We have kept these people over time. And
we appreciate y'all.
This was great. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all later.
Thanks.
Bye.